up on that front foot.
He's on the mark, and Hopkins' job is to keep him off the mark. Trinidad match in his favor.
Right hand inside by Bernard. Hopkins again lands a right. Trinidad misses his. Trinidad threw a limited number of punches for him in round one.
For the guy, knowing that he's intent.
Hard right hand by Hopkins. Biggest blow in the fight.
And he paid for it.
Here in round three.
But Bernard Hopkins isn't fading.
No, and the bet looks pretty good.
Rush in. Tito put him on the way.
Trinidad opens up, lands two power shots. Hopkins tries to fire back immediately. Trinidad misses with the right. Hopkins lands his own. Backs Tito up. Fires the left. Trinidad getting as good as he dishes out. Now lands the short right hand inside. Hard right hand by Hopkins. Lands flush. Bernard continually moving to his left to stay away from Trinidad.
Hopkins has used a lot of his footwork, legs up, moving around. That's not good.
He's got his back against the ropes. He's living dangerously. He's still outscoring Trinidad. They fight after the bell, and Hopkins dishes out twice as much. Very low punch output by CompuBox numbers. Now Trinidad lands a big right hand against the ropes, but Hopkins steps away. Remember Trinidad's amazing stamina. Hopkins lands a right, Trinidad lands a left. Felix is a marathon runner who builds the tempo from round to round, and he's trying to build it with the left hook right here. 4 straight left hands. That Hopkins is wearing down.
Oh yes, there are a lot of signs.
But Trinidad's countering him. What are the signs that he's wearing down?
He went to his ring, to his corner, and laid his legs flat out. Trinidad is still sitting in a sitting position.
Hopkins looks pretty good here as he backs Trinidad up with a combination.
Back to the ropes again, Hopkins. Times he hit you, you are still lingering on. The damage lingers on. Because if he's able to land one jab and stay a little closer, position to do it good. Ooh, fainting.
Chopping right hand by CompuBox numbers. Hopkins has outlanded Tito in every round.
Fights. We're hearing about him and seeing him now. A geriatric wonder.
Tito gets him against the ropes.
I'd like to see what happened in the 10, 11, and 12 with the geriatrics.
Hopkins believes. Whether Trinidad will be able to beat the belief out of him remains to be seen. But right now, Bernard.
Believe what I'm seeing. I don't believe it.
And now Trinidad shuffles his own feet to try to dazzle Bernard. And Bernard says, you shuffle a while, I'll hit you.
Trinidad is playing.
Tito ripping with both hands, trying to break Bernard down with power shots. Hopkins countering.
That's where he can ring home if he can just get him in.
And the biggest thing, Trinidad got in a good shot on Hopkins' neck. Bernard lands a straight right hand up the pipe.
And he's able to hit him with the right hand and move out of the way.
And there's another big right hand. And again he moves out.
He'll get you some more, hit you, and get out of the way.
And another right hand for Hopkins.
This time, ladies and gentlemen, a straight right. We think Félix will come in on a hand.
Puts his weight on your left hand and throws his overhand right. Oh, Hopkins beating him to the punch, though.
You know, George, Trinidad has landed some big shots, but he hasn't hurt Hopkins. After the Joppy fight, there seemed to be no question about Trinidad's viability as a 160-pound fighter, a middleweight. But maybe the question reopens itself as a result of the way that Hopkins has been able to take Trinidad's punches tonight.
Oh, it's not all about that. Hopkins has been extremely smart tonight. Extremely smart.
Trinidad is spending a lot of himself right here as he's been taking punishment. We're seeing the heart of a real champion in Trinidad because he's come through some serious fire.
is the determination of Félix Trinidad.
Trinidad is going to have to take some chances.
And it's being matched by the determination of Bernard Hopkins. What an awesome show. What a great, great fight as we come down the stretch in the 10th round.
Blood coming out of Trinidad's nose.
Most of the crowd on its feet as they watch the two fighters trade through the round and beyond.
And Trinidad almost looks out on his
Feet with a prohibitive lead on Harold Letterman's scorecard as we come to the last two rounds.
You got to be careful with him. He's still that powerful puncher.
Good uppercut. This is another huge round. Trying to lift their man. Hopkins just keeps pounding away. Astonishing. Absolutely.
When a fighter is labeled a kind of a genius, he's bound to disappoint you.
Big right hand by Hopkins.
Disappointed us, Larry. This guy has been a fox. You better go for safety and get a knockout. You just can't trust judges.
Well, Hopkins still wants to fight without success. Hopkins imposing his will and his skill on the man who is tonight the lesser fighter. Oh, huge right hand. Huge right hand by Hopkins. Down goes Trinidad. I'm not sure Tito can get up. He's got the desire. He's never been knocked out. This fight is over. Steve Smoker stops it. No.
Bernard
Tito Trinidad comes in.
has done it.
He knocked out Trinidad.
Bernard Hopkins has put himself up there in the list of all the great middleweights. His 14th consecutive defense of his title. Trinidad, a beaten man. He was beaten boxing, and then he was beaten physically. He was beaten with the smarts of Bernard Hopkins. He was beaten with the heart of Bernard Hopkins. What a performance.
I'd like to find my words so I could eat them.
A little misdirection in you, indicating that you were just going to try to dive into him and smother him when you knew all along that you felt that you could show the skills to outbox him that people didn't think you had?
Yes, Larry. One thing I knew, and I mentioned it all through the media, I said, once Trinidad find out he can't hurt me, the fight's over. You know, Larry, I got one of the Philadelphia chins, iron chins, but I just happen to have skills with it. But I knew, Larry, that if I take my time, set my shots up, as long as the fight come, the more pain that I was going to put on Trinidad. I just like to thank HBO for giving me the opportunity. I just thank you for saying the good things about me when I do good. I ain't gonna let you talk.
How were you able to avoid his potent left hand?
Well, Larry, you take the best weapons from the guy that they're used against you. If the guy has a gun, you get to the gun. You don't run from it because you got a better chance on smothering or got a better chance on getting to the gun. I had to take his left hand away from him and smother his shots and keep my defense up. I'm not known for my good defense, but I do have a good defense just as well as an offense. Trinidad is a left hook guy. That's all he had, and I've been watching him for years. Once I took his left hook away, and every time he set up, I watched his leg and his feet, and I knew to move to the opposite way.
All right, let's take a look at the last round at the knockout. Now, you knew he was weakening from several rounds before this, right?
Yes, I knew right about the fourth round when I knew I hit him with a good counter right hook, and he sort of dazed and he said, ugh. And I wanted to follow up, but not follow up recklessly, because I know he got a decent dish in the left hook, but he never hurt me, Larry. I mean it. He never hurt me. No shape, form in his fight.
All right, so in the last couple of rounds, you were fighting with more abandon and then the control you were fighting in before.
Yes, I was doing just that. Larry, I don't know what you're going to do after this fight, this interview stuff, but you ought to be a trainer in the corner because, you got the blueprint on Bernard Hopkins and you read it well. Exactly. Just what you said is what I was doing. But I want to be judged by my peers, not by me reading my own articles. I think when it's all done, Bernard Hopkins will be known as one of the greatest middleweights that came along at all times. I don't want to say that. I want the world and the public to judge me, and I can live with whatever they come up with. But in my heart, I knew that I would get another chance in life to redeem myself from what I used to be into what I am now. I can show example not only for boxing, but for people in general. Larry, I am the American dream. I am the American story.
Thank you very much, Bernard. Congratulations
Larry,
again.
as always, you're looking younger, not older.
So do you.
And now with Hopkins still lingering in the ring, Larry stands by with the loser, Félix Trinidad.
Trinidad, I thank you. Wasn't for you getting this tournament, I wouldn't have got a chance to show my greatness. But anytime, hold up, I'm not just saying this ain't politics. I run my own show, I'm my own manager. Whenever you need a chance to redeem yourself, I got to get the millions, we can do it. I'm not a guy that duck people. All right, that's on record. Y'all hear that, reporters? Great show, Trinidad. I will come back to San Juan. Listen, me and Lou DeBell Entertainment, Don King will come back to San Juan, and I'm a man. I will apologize to the Puerto Rican fans for throwing the flag down from my heart, because that's a true champion. We set it up within a month, and I'll be there. Is that good?